And I think that given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing. And therefore, that's what I'll do, because I work for you. And doing the right thing is doing the right thing for you.
And there it is. Andrew Cuomo is resigning as governor of New York State. Good evening to all of you. Thank you for joining us. We're continuing to follow that breaking news at this hour. Governor Andrew Cuomo resigning effective in 14 days. This after a report from the Attorney General that claimed he sexually harassed 11 women. The governor has been under fire, battling two separate scandals. First, the state's handling of nursing home death data during the pandemic, and second, the sexual harassment allegations. Cuomo addressed New Yorkers today, and while he started by defending himself, he ultimately said the best thing to do for the people is to step aside. Allie Peters joining us now in studio with more on what the governor had to say. Allie, an emotional address from the governor today.
Yeah, Adam, Governor Cuomo's announcement came just minutes after his attorney, Rita Glavin, held a briefing where she challenged the credibility of the investigation surrounding Cuomo, saying it left out evidence. But the governor said the accusations against him present an uphill battle that would take too much money and time away from the government, which is one of the reasons he says he's stepping down. After weeks of fighting, Andrew Cuomo is resigning as governor of New York.
The best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
His announcement coming a week after a months-long independent investigation found he sexually harassed 11 women. The governor has continued to deny the allegations against him.
I never did, and I never would intentionally disrespect a woman or treat any woman differently than I would want them treated.
However, calls have been growing across the country for Cuomo to resign, including from President Biden himself. State lawmakers said if he didn't resign, they would move ahead with impeachment, something Cuomo said today would take too much time and money.
The State Assembly yesterday outlined weeks of process that will then lead to months of litigation. Time and money that government should spend managing COVID, reopening upstate, fighting gun violence.
The governor has been under fire for other issues this past year, including his handling of nursing homes during the pandemic. But today, Cuomo said he was grateful for his time in office and thanked New Yorkers for their resilience with the COVID-19 pandemic.
You unified and you rose and you overcame and you saved lives.
Now Cuomo will step down in 14 days, becoming the 8th governor in New York to do so. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will take over as the first female governor of the state. Governor Cuomo still faces an impeachment inquiry and a criminal complaint which was filed from one of his accusers. Live in studio, Allie Peters, News 8.
All right, Allie, thank you. Now, lawmakers who represent the Rochester area over in Albany are reacting tonight. Jack Watson spoke with several this afternoon. He joins us now live in Rochester with more on that. Jack.
Adam, many emotions from local lawmakers tonight, surprise, relief, but overall a willingness to move forward from the administration of Governor Andrew Cuomo. As local assembly member Josh Jensen describes, for many, the call by Governor Andrew Cuomo to step down came as a surprise.
Certainly was shocking for me. I think watching his lawyer for over an hour poke holes in the Attorney General's report and really defend the governor, only for him to come out and resign, was certainly surprising to me.
Jensen, a Republican, and many legislators in Albany from both sides of the aisle welcoming the decision by the governor to resign. Following a Monday press conference during which lawmakers outlined the road ahead for a potential impeachment, local assembly member Harry Bronson says the governor likely understood he faced two choices.
I think the signal was sent yesterday that you either resign or you're going to get impeached, and he chose to resign.
For alleged victims and for the entire state, State Senator Samra Brook says this was the right call.
I think that the mounting evidence, knowing that impeachment will move forward and that the Assembly was really going to expand the scope of that work. I think that was a lot of pressure where he finally decided, the quickest way to end this would be for him to actually resign, which I think is the right thing for all New Yorkers and for the survivors who came forward.
And Adam, on that note, lawmakers expressed a readiness to move forward and, in Senator Brooks' words, move on from this chapter in the state's history. We are live in Rochester. Jack Watson, News 8. All
right, Jack, thank you. Meanwhile, Bob Duffy, Cuomo's former lieutenant governor, says Cuomo did what was right for the state today, adding his current lieutenant governor, Kathy Hochul, will hit the ground running when she moves into the corner office.
It is my hope, which happens too often in politics, that her work and her efforts does not get undermined or stopped by those who aspire for that position. I think right now everybody should get behind the governor and the legislature, the incoming governor, Governor Hochul, and the legislature, and get the state back on track and moving. I think we've been through enough, and without casting any other comments, I just think it's time to get back what is important. There's no doubt that the situation that we've been facing and seeing in the news in the last several months certainly was avoidable, to say the least. Avoidable through behaviors and actions, and whatever happens in the future, it's up to the criminal justice system.
All right, again, that was Bob Duffy joining us earlier. Joining us now is Nazareth political science professor Tim Kneeland. Thank you so much for offering your insight once again.
Happy to be here.
All right, so let's step back. Give us some perspective. How big is this news?
This is earth-shattering. I mean, this is really the fall of a political dynasty that has had their hands in New York politics for 30-some years. This is going to lead to the transition to a lieutenant governor who seems to be very well prepared, but on the other hand faces tremendous challenges with the rise of the Delta variant of COVID, the violence in our urban areas, and she's got a $200 billion budget she's going to have to put together over the next, we begin now. We don't wait until April to do this. So she's got a lot on her plate. She's got to do it immediately. And I think Bob Duffy was right. She needs to have everyone working with her, not against her, those people who want to run for that office next year.
But look, Cuomo's decision today opens the door for potentially other people to come in, and I think Bob Duffy is alluding to the reality of politics today. Do you think that that's going to hinder her efforts?
I think it will. I think she's going to face a lot of opposition from some of the progressive wing of the Democratic Party. She's been a very moderate to almost conservative Democrat, at least back when she was in Buffalo, and she's going to face some now questions about whether or not she really is a thorough progressive. And people who are and have a long history of doing that kind of work are going to stand up and run for governor. Certainly there'll be a primary ahead for Kathy Hochul.
Cuomo's resignation was not inevitable. He said he's a fighter. He said today that he's a fighter for New Yorkers, which is why he's stepping aside. At the same time, do you think there was anything else here, any other consideration on his part?
I do. I think that he's really thinking that he could rehabilitate his reputation because he was not then impeached and he never admitted to any wrongdoing. And what he did is he said, I love you, New York. I'm doing this for you. And so he's hoping, I think, that people will have short attention spans and that maybe in a decade or so he could come back in some public capacity.
Do you think that's even possible right now?
I think it is impossible. I think based upon where we are as a culture, that his misdeeds are going to echo for decades.
And we have not been immune to scandals in Albany. Elliot Spitzer obviously coming to mind. What does this say about Albany? We've had the Moreland Commission that has attempted to root out corruption. That's not exactly what's happening here, but where do we go legislatively?
I think really it's finding candidates who really are going to be transparent and who are really going to be anti-corruption. I know that even locally, one of the local elections here, we saw the upset of an incumbent mayor by an outsider who said they're going to be transparent and they're going to work across lines and they're going to get things done for the people. I think if you get more politicians like that running the show in Albany, we're going to spend a lot less time talking about scandals and more about policy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would find that to be a breath of fresh air. One last question for you. Cuomo is basically accusing the Attorney General, Tish James, today of making this political. Did you see anything there, given that James might be a gubernatorial candidate?
Oh, you know, those things don't have to be the same. That is, she could be a gubernatorial candidate, but at the same time, carrying out her legal position as Attorney General and investigating some pretty heinous charges, which, based upon the testimony she got, seem to have led many people to think that they are true. So therefore, the governor is out, and whether Tish James runs for office does not mean this was politically motivated.
Professor KNEELAND, thank you as always for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to be following this major breaking news, of course, of this resignation of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo throughout the evening. We're going to have more coming up on News 8 at 5:30 and on News 8 at 6. You can also stay right with us. All the updates over at rochesterfirst.com.